everyone, it's Michelle Crawford here from Cannabis Coaching, and today I just wanted to share with you that I have made some multi-cannabinoid infused cocoa butter here in my Ardent FX, one of my most favorite cannabis appliances for modern kitchen witches. If you want your cannabis DIY to be easy, save your brain power, fast, and clean, I recommend this appliance. And if you want to learn more about it, please go to my website, cannacuriouscoaching.com, and pick up my free class, mini class. It's 3 mini videos, how to use the Ardent FX to infuse and decarboxylate with your cannabis, how to use the Source Turbo over there in the background being like a cool buddy. It's my other favorite machine to make concentrates, and why you should use them together if you want to be an inspired cannabis DIYer like me. Let's get into it. So this infused multi-cannabinoid cacao butter is about to become some really cute heart-shaped suppositories. If you're a fan of mine and you've looked at my channel, you've seen that I have many suppository videos. I'm a big supporter of using these for vaginal health, feminine health, and actually connection to better sex and your inner divinity. I honestly feel like the healthier you are in your sexual health, the more you can be as a woman connected to the divinity that we have inside. As you know, that part of us is the portal to being, embodied in a soul here on earth. That is the way. So here I am just using my Ardent FX and this special tool that you can buy as an accessory. It is my favorite accessory. It's basically like a French press strainer. Oops, the little lid came out. But you might recognize this kind of thing from French presses. See? So they have this beautiful strainer that I love. And look at all this oil that we got out. So how I normally make these into suppositories is with this silicone mold that's incredibly inexpensive from Amazon. I like to use these disposable 3 ml pipettes. And here goes my infused cocoa butter. So what kind of multi-cannabinoids are in this cocoa butter, you ask me? Okay, so hey Michelle, what's in your cocoa butter suppositories with multiple cannabinoids? Let's start with THC. THC is in there, why? To relieve pain, to provide me with pelvic tension relief, to help with menstrual cramps and things like that. We've got, and does it make me high? No, not really, not really at all. When you're using these pelvically, they tend to stay in your pelvis unless you use them rectally. And with any suppository, this is common to know in medicine. If you use suppository medicine rectally and you push it past your second internal sphincter, then it will go into your bloodstream in a different way than if you put suppositories into the first part of your rectal canal. So the other cannabinoid that's in my formula is CBD. CBD is cannabidiol, and it is a wonderful cannabinoid, cannabinoid. It helps with inflammation. It helps with immune system response. It helps with a lot of things. Something special that's in my formula is CBG. CBG is another neutral cannabinoid that is the mother of all the cannabinoids. It is formed first on the cannabis plant, and all the other cannabinoids are formed from it. Isn't that interesting to know? So if you have like 15% CBG in your plant in the early stages of its flowering, then 15% is the maximum amount of any other cannabinoid that can possibly be on the plant. So, but we don't just stop there. If you know me at all, I'm Michelle Crawford, and I am interested in multi-cannabinoid formulation. So we have our 3 neutrals in this formula, but we also have 3 raw cannabinoids, right? 3 raw cannabinoids that are also in this, and also really easy to work with if you have THC flowers and CBD flowers and CBG flowers or concentrates. It can be pretty simple to add the raw or acid forms of cannabinoids to your formulations at home. So this cocoa butter also includes, or cacao butter, THCA, THC acid, which is the acid precursor to THC. If you have to work with cannabis, it needs to be decarboxylated. This is why I recommend this machine. It makes decarboxylating or baking, heating up your cannabis so that it converts from the acid form to the neutral form, so easy. Brain power free. You put it in the machine, you press these buttons in the front. Oops, turn around. Show your pretty buttons. And depending on what cannabinoids you're trying to work with, you can decarboxylate them all without having to know how to use your oven, what temperature, how long. These are all complicated decarboxylation process steps that you have to know if you're not using this simple, easy machine. That's why I call this machine and its little friend over there, the Source Turbo, magical machines, and why I named my mini course Magical Machines. Okay, so we have THCA, very easy to get from raw cannabis flowers or undecarboxylated cannabis concentrates. And what does THCA do for you? You know, you're asking me, Michelle. Well, honestly, it's great. It does a lot of the same things that THC does, relieve pain, what have you, but it doesn't give you any kind of high effect. And for vaginal use, the acidic cannabinoids are coming up again and again, and I'm just hearing about them more from people who are using them to combat infections like yeast infections, candida. You might know, if you suffer from these things, UTIs, that boric acids, caprylic acids from coconut oil can be really helpful in restoring your balance and getting rid of overgrowth of yeasts and other infectious type things. So we've got THCA, we've got CBDA, which is the acid form of CBD before it's been decarboxylated. It has, again, very similar properties to CBD, but scientists are finding, and doctors, that it's more potent than the neutralized version of CBD. It doesn't work exactly the same way, but, you know, the idea of these formulations is to give you everything that cannabis has to offer so that you're not missing out on anything. The last acidic cannabinoid that's in this formula is CBGA. So we've got CBGA, THCA, and CBDA. And then you've got THC, CBD, and CBG. It's just easy and perfect, and I call this combination of 6 cannabinoids, 3 neutrals, and 3 acids, in my tincture, I call it the trifecta formula. Basically because you can get both of those forms of the cannabinoids from the same flowers and the same concentrates, or whatever you're using to formulate with. Oh my goodness, we're almost there. So I love this formula for my suppositories because it gives me everything that the plant has to offer. I have suffered from UTIs in the past, and I have really not had to take any antibiotics for years now, I think because of my cannabis routine. I also like to have better sex with cannabis, and these suppositories can be a big part of that. You don't necessarily need to have all these cannabinoids present to have better sex with cannabis. Honestly, when I first got started, it was just with THC infused coconut oil. Boom. Which, if you're in my homemade health class, that is like the first tincture that we learned to make, is THC infused oil. So that is a weed lube also, and it really helped me back in the day, like 10 years ago, when I was first starting with cannabis, and led me to the path that I'm on today. I can't tell that story enough because it always inspires someone when I share it, and so I feel like I have to share it. The other thing that it does for me that I like to use these for is better sleep with cannabis. Why better sleep? Well, when you're using cannabis in your vagina or your rectum, what you're doing is infusing your pelvis with cannabinoids. It's right here. So that's also in the back. If you have period pain, cramping, lower back pain, a lot of tension in your pelvis, maybe from holding your urine or holding your, like, a lot of people have jobs where they can't, bathroom freely. And so sometimes you can develop a lot of tension in your pelvic area from not being able to go to the bathroom freely. At night, I use these for better sleep. It relieves my back pain. It relieves my hip pain. It also helps me when I'm on my period, and I get better rest with all that tension relieved from using cannabis suppositories. All right, so I've filled up almost all of my suppositories here, and you see that I have it in a little metal Blazy Susan tray, and I'm gonna put this in my freezer and pop them out later, and they're going to be so great. I wish I had some to show you right now, but I don't. So let me go ahead and put these in my freezer. And give those 20 minutes to harden, pop them out, and they're ready to go. They are usable as a topical. You can melt it and just have it sink into your skin if you have any itches or bug bites or rashes. You can cut them up and eat them. I give these to my friends and family, and they do all those things. So if you can learn to combine cocoa butter with cannabinoids, you can make something so useful, so medicinal, so helpful, and so simple. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Catch me on my YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. I'm practically everywhere. And especially at www.cannacuriouscoaching.com. That is where you will find my website, all my downloads. Magical Machines is there if you want that. And at the top of every page right now, it's October 2022, you will find my High Holidays gift guide, my 25 plus cannabis inspired gift ideas for everybody in your life. Elevate everyone with cannabis gift ideas this holiday season. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye.